It's One Shelf Sunday, episode 2 of series on this YouTube channel in which I declutter, clean, and organize one shelf in a video. Today I'm going to target the top of my fireplace in my family room. In this series, I aim to inspire you to also declutter, organize, or clean a shelf in your home alongside me. You could body double with me, have the video playing in the background while you are also doing this. That shelf might actually be a shelf, or it could be the top of a fireplace. Maybe it's a drawer, a basket, a bin, a bag, a section of your couch, a section of your bed, a section of your floor, or just one category in your home that you're trying to tackle. The idea of this series is that you are targeting a small area and a small-ish project for you to accomplish in less than an hour. The idea here is not to overexert yourself, it's just to make progress. My approach lately has been to just clear off a shelf onto another surface and sort and organize as I do that. So I'm either putting things away where they belong, or I am organizing it on another surface, because for me, it's very motivating to actually get a surface to be cleared and then deal with the stuff in a different part or on a different surface. I've been using my kitchen table because it forces me to deal with the stuff. The kitchen table is used often in my house, so therefore I cannot leave stuff on it. So that forces me to deal with the things that I have moved onto that. In the interest of transparency, which is something I try to maintain on this channel, is being upfront and honest about what you're seeing in a video. I have not attended to this fireplace top, this mantle up here, in months. This is months of buildup that happened. There's layers of paperwork, of things just being tossed there because at the time it was the closest place to put it down. That is a habit in our house where a lot of times that's what happens. It's the surface that is closest to whatever we're doing that we can put down the thing instead of putting it away. Yes, it's a 2-minute put away, a 1-minute put away. But I now know myself, my kids, my husband, we don't always make those decisions in the moment. Sometimes we just put stuff down because we're busy doing something else, and that's okay. However, this has been sitting up there for months. It had layers of dust on it, the stuff. There was paperwork from my grandmother. There were photo frames. There were just loose pictures. There was trash. There was stuff from Christmas, which tells you how many months it has been. This is a photograph that was in the layers, and I love it. It's our Christmas photo from 2 years ago. So I put it on top of our shoe bins and wanted to show you, this is the shelf from episode 1. 1 week later, still going strong, not cluttered. There's no clutter up here. That's been great for us. So I've been wanting to do this fireplace, and a lot of times I get motivated to do it just by staring at it, and it starts to bug me enough that it motivates me to do something about it. And that's how One Shelf Sunday episode 2 happened this weekend, because I was sick of looking at it up there. It was even starting to block our vision for the television. I also didn't like how it looked. I didn't like how it felt when we were all sitting here in this family room on movie nights. This is all the stuff that was on the fireplace. So immediate trash pile as I was sorting and organizing. This is going into the trash. I may come up with more as I go through this, but right now that's my trash pile that I'm decluttering. That's something that I printed for myself. It was a great purchase about swaps that you can make, non-toxic swaps. I'm probably just going to put that in my office supply stuff for now. This is just a stack of photos. I have bins in the basement that I could put those in. I was organizing photos and then I never put those away. That's a cord that's going to go in the cord drawer. More office supplies. So technically this and this would go together to be put away. A book that just needs to go on the bookshelves. These are all papers that need to be filed. This is my Girl Scout stuff, and then this is stuff for my nan, which I keep in the other room and I can put together. So all the kids stuff that they're going to put in their room. I just collect smooth rocks that we find, and I like how they feel. It's like a weird calming thing that I do. Anyway, So this is my bin of rocks. I used to have sea glass in here also. I don't know where that went. Watercolor book that just needs to go with our watercolor supplies. This is a microphone for recording, but I cannot find the lightning switch adapter to go with my phone. So this is actually also office supplies. Some photo frames that I took out of my daughter's room when she wanted to redo it, and they just made their way down here. I'm just gonna put them in the basement for now. This is my actual office bin that has like our checkbook and stamps and things that I use at least monthly. So that needs to go nearby. And this is gonna be donated. This is just a game of magnetic phrases. It's called Story Maker. We don't play with it, so I'm gonna donate it. This is the tedious part of One Shelf Sunday, where I have to put everything away where it belongs. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go over here and show you the dust on the shelf and clean that up. I lucked out today in that most of the items that were on top of the fireplace had a designated home in our home. So I didn't have a lot of decisions that had to be made. And I find that to be true with different surfaces in our house. Our kitchen island counter collects things that don't have a home. That is a pattern that I see. We just dump it on the kitchen counter because we haven't made a decision about where it's going. When I say we, it could be any one of the 5 people in my home. The stuff that ends up on the fireplace usually does have a home. We just didn't take the time to put it where it belongs. So on this particular episode 2 here, I didn't have a lot of decision making to do about finding things a home. The only thing I had to decide was this black box that I reference for stamps and checkbooks and my stuff. So I did end up putting it on the shelf next to my computer in the family room because that's where I do family admin stuff. So I put like with like in that decision. And I know where it is. It's visible. It's organized now. So it's really easy for me to access and maintain. If I had a bunch of stuff on here that needed individual decisions about where it was going to live in my home, if I decided not to declutter something, this part of the process can be time consuming, can feel tedious. But today I lucked out. Back to the fireplace. Again, months. I mean, what are we talking? Maybe 6 months since I really dealt with this situation up here. But anyway, you can see the dust. So I decided first to just dry dust the top of the fireplace to get the layer of dust off before I used a cleaner. Because there was enough dust that I didn't want to wet it and make it clumpy. So I just dry dusted first, and I just wiped it as best as I could reach. The center of the fireplace all the way against the wall is really hard for me to reach without a step stool. So I just dry dusted the whole fireplace and then decided not to shame myself, but also share it with you. So you could see this is real life mess that we're dealing with on this channel. So don't shame me in the comments. This is not what this channel is about. This channel and this community online here is about kindness and supporting each other. So there is my dusty rag from dry dusting the fireplace after 6 months. I came back through with my wood cleaner. It's the same wood cleaner I use on any of the wood furniture and my hardwood floors. It's from Method. I think it's just called Wood Cleaner. And I sprayed the paper towel instead of spraying the top of the fireplace, I sprayed the paper towel and then just did my best on any of the parts that need a little extra elbow grease. But there are a lot of nicks and scratches on the top of this. So we need to spend time actually filling all those in and then painting it. I don't know if we have to like sand it first or whatever, but that sounds like a bigger project than I'm willing to take on right now. So what you see are just little nicks in the top of the fireplace. Well, at least the clutter is gone and the surface has been dusted and it's better than it was 20 minutes ago. Thanks for being here with me in this new series. This was episode 2. I'll leave a link for episode 1 here, and I hope you're doing well and have a great week. Take care. It's One Shelf Sunday. The way I said it, I was like a newscaster. It's One Shelf Sunday.
You're still recording.
I know. Am I in the shot?